What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Too Many Opinions podcast. This is Sarah.
This is Jeannie.
All right, Jeannie, what are we talking about today?
Okay, guys. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about people that take advantage of other people in general. So the title is Stop Taking Advantage.
That is so important.
That is so crazy.
And it falls in so many aspects of life. Like, it falls in parenting, it falls in work, it falls in friendships, it falls in family. Like, it literally hits every single relationship. It literally hits every single piece of your life in like general, like everything. It includes everything.
And there's some vouchers out there. Is that how you say it? Vouchers?
Vultures.
I said vouchers. Like
Vouchers are like little tickets
to get something for free. There's some vultures out there.
Yeah, the vultures definitely. There's definitely some people who take, and there's people who give. And then I feel like the worst situations happen when there's a giver and just a receiver, meaning that the person will receive, and then not equally give the same amount of time, energy, whatever it is.
Or when there's a kid involved.
Oh, yeah, that's tough too.
Or not only a kid, but a third party involved, because it's like you put people in the middle of things that suck. I actually seen on TikTok some guy that was fighting for his son. It's usually, well, I don't want to say usually, but yeah, usually it's the mom fighting for the dad to help out. But in this case, it was the dad fighting because the mom took like the baby like thousands and thousands of miles away, was taking full advantage of him. He was paying his child support. I think he finally got to celebrate his son's birthday, and the dad started crying. It's like a whole thing. So like, how do you feel about women or men that take advantage of like child support?
I think it's unfair. It's a unfair system, in my opinion. I believe that if you're present in your child's life and you provide and help provide there to make sure that your child can be self-sustained, that there shouldn't be a formula that really applies, right? So, for example, if you make $50 million, that formula shouldn't apply. That same formula shouldn't apply, because you should be providing enough for your child to live, be sufficient, make sure that you know what I mean? And not take that money and almost use it. Because I feel like, for example, if you had all this money and you're getting, for example, $75,000 worth of child support a month for your child, like,
that's ridiculous.
That's obnoxious. Like, what are you going to do with $75,000 worth of child support?
Right. And if you go to court and you got that amount, you need to make sure that that money is being deposited to your child's bank account. And you're not using it for you to go do your nails and your hair.
And I think that there should be like almost stipulations and contracts in place when you make that much money, that the money is being directed to the child. Like if you make that much money and you're supposed to give the mother of your child or the father, because sometimes women pay child support because
like I recommend her. No, she's not paying child support, but
right. But you know, there's women who also do that where the children are with the father full time, right? But there should be a calculation that says, okay, the parent doesn't need $50,000 to be self-sufficient, or $75,000. So put $30,000 in a college fund for your child and give the other $20,000 or $25,000, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, divide that money so that money can be directly there to support the child in the future. I think that's how it should be.
That's how it should be. But now, how do you feel when the court? Because this is crazy. I know people that their child support. I know a numerous amount of people that their child support is like $75 a week, and on top of that, the mom, because in this case it's the mom's got the children full time, and the dad is struggling to pay $75 a week.
That is,
and then have the nerve to be like, well, if I pay them, then that means I'm also putting a roof over the mom's head. Like, you sound dumb. If the person is taking care of your child's mom or dad, it doesn't matter who the heck it is, and you're paying child support and they're using that money to pay rent, you sound dumb for saying, oh, well, I don't want to pay for their rent. They're taking care of your kid. Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's like so hard. It's so hard, right? Because in that scenario, like, if that person's genuinely working and that calculation is based, so he's only giving that $75 or $50, whatever that money is related, that's based off the calculation from his pay of what he's making, right? So he can only, by law, give that much. So does it suck? Yeah, because you would think you need more than if they're only getting $75 or $50 a week for child support. What is that? $200 a month, $300 a month? Like, diapers and wipes are expensive. Formula's expensive. Milk's expensive. So it's
and
like
forget all that. What about like after school programs and all these activities that your kids want to be part of and all this crap? Like, it takes more than that measly little money that you're freaking providing.
And that, so for the statement to be, oh, well, I'm supporting really the parent. It's like, not really, because it's like that money probably really
it's
doesn't.
going to something else.
That real money probably really isn't helping pay any of the bills or anything like that.
Have you gone grocery shopping?
Bro.
Like, you spend $300 on one shop and you're only eating for like 3 days.
And it's crazy. The inflation prices in the supermarket, not to get off topic, are absolutely ridiculous. And Oreos right now, I think, are like $5.
And that's what I'm saying. That comes at you don't think that your child's going to want Oreos?
Like, what the hell? So it's like, yeah, that money goes quick, right? So
that's what I'm saying. Do you think that it should be required, even though this episode's not about child support, but do you think that that child support should be required? Like, if you're not providing an X amount of dollar, like at the minimum, you need to get another job? Because it's not fair. It's not fair for the parent that's providing everything, and just because you have a cheap ass job, you get to pay $30 a fucking week. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
While I suck it all up, I don't think that that's right. I think that there should be. I don't know about a cap, only because if you're living a certain lifestyle and your child's already used to living rich and all this crap, then you're supposed to provide what you need to provide. Yeah, but at least a minimum. There has to be a minimum for a child to survive by each party.
That's actually a good idea. I never even thought about it like that, to be
Absolutely,
honest.
It's not fair.
There should be a minimum, I feel like.
There should be a minimum.
Like, in the sense of, like, it takes two parties to make the child, right? So each party should be contributing equally. So let's just say for 1 year to raise a newborn or even maybe a toddler, like, there should be like ranges. If they're 0 to 3, it takes approximately this much money per year. So then the party should split that down the middle where they provide.
And then everything else extracurricular like needs to come into like the court
or
system and in play.
Daycare, whatever. Yeah. Insurance too, because usually one party pays for the insurance and that also comes out of. So if the insurance comes from the party paying child support, they give less because they provide the insurance.
Right.
And I agree with that. Me personally, I agree with that. I feel like because you're out of your weekly check, you're providing insurance for your child. I think that's the right move. There should be a minimum. It should be a minimum, and they should be able to account for the child support, like a reduction because they provide the health insurance for the child. So I believe in those things. But I also feel like aside from child support about taking advantage, I think there was also something I saw on TikTok of a man describing his perspective of when he was being raised and how his mom basically made his father hate them. So that way the father didn't even want to come around because the mother made it so miserable.
I hate women like that.
Made it so miserable for him to spend time with his child that he basically gave up on his son because it wasn't worth the quote unquote headache dealing with the mother. And it's like, how can you be like that? Like, you are doing this to a little human
that needs their dad or their mom.
Yeah, they need their parents, both parents, regardless of what the relationship is. A child needs both parents. So it's
Absolutely.
Like the fact that women and or men make it so it's uncomfortable, unbearable to deal with the other parent is just so sad.
And when they be like, well, I'm not going to let you see your kid this weekend. You sound real stupid. You didn't give me child support. You're not going to see them. Like, all right.
This you got a girlfriend. I'm not going to let you see your kid. I don't want your girlfriend around my kid. Like, and it's like, I get it. You want to protect your child from, who they're with and make sure that they're around responsible people and make sure that they're leading by good example. But at the same time, if you're not with the child's, the parents are not together. Mm-hmm. You need to accept the fact that there is going to be
another
person who comes into the picture. You have to accept that. It may not be now or when he's or later when he or she is older, but you have to understand that that's going to happen, and you cannot prevent a relationship from the other parent because they're continuing to move on with their life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's like, you can't be bitter, mad, angry because it didn't work out in your favor. At the end of the day, you have to take your personal feelings aside and think about the child. What's best for the child?
Exactly. That is the
hard.
Key here. That is the key here. It is hard.
It is hard.
Absolutely. First, I feel like you need to really, even though you don't really know a person regardless, but really sit and think about who you're having kids with. Let's start there, because people just be having kids just to have them.
Because they're cute. They look cute. They see them on. And
like,
it's like,
this
those
is not how it works. Second, if you guys didn't make it, like, it's so important to have a communication. Like, you don't have to know my business, but I feel like it's important. Like, let's say I had a kid right now, right?
Yeah.
And me and the father broke up, and now he has a girlfriend. I would think that the girlfriend would want to not meet my child until they have talked to the mom first. And vice versa.
And that's respect. And I feel like that's respect.
Because other people don't, like, oh, well, that's why I was with your kid yesterday. Like, that's going to make me want to slap the shit out of you.
Right. And I feel like that's wrong. Like, and that's immature for another party coming into the picture. And they may be good to your child.
Absolutely.
They may be stepping up and they may be helping build a relationship, but it's like, also
you should not meet my
place.
child. You should not meet my child before talking to me first.
Talking to me first, and I feel like until you've established that it's a serious relationship.
Exactly. Like, once you guys establish that it's a serious relationship, then you're like, okay, can I talk to the mom? We're not gonna talk about the past about you guys.
No.
Hey, I just want to introduce myself. This is who your kid will be spending time with. We can set some rules. Like, okay, like,
there's certain things,
right? If my child gets dumb on you, what would you do? What
like
would you want me to do? Exactly.
Food, you know what I mean? Like, don't undermine me as, you know, his father's girlfriend. If I tell you something and you and I, like, we're both, like, maybe you're raising a daughter and I tell you what it is that I expect, like, maybe I don't want my child in crop tops or whatever. I expect you to respect those rules.
Exactly.
And that's it. There's no question about it.
Right.
Because
it's a respect. It's not your child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I have to respect you as you taking the time to take care of my kid.
And I also feel like this is also needs to be, there's no other person that should ever be putting their hands on my child.
Absolutely.
Ever. My child, another person's child, like, if you're coming into a relationship and they're being disrespectful, that's something that you need to bring up to not only the father, and if you feel like the father, like your boyfriend, whatever, or the girlfriend didn't receive it well, that you need to talk to the other parent, like, hey, listen, this happened. I didn't react or respond.
I need you to know.
But this happened. Yeah. I need you to address it.
Or your child was really disrespectful today. Like, I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
So you can have a conversation with him.
Exactly. Because you want them to respect the step parent is important.
Of course.
They're there half of the time that you're not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you want to have, like, let's stop being petty, people.
Right.
Let's stop being petty. Let's stop taking advantage of other people. Like, that's just not cool. What's another way that you think people take advantage of other people?
I think people take advantage of people so much in the workplace. So much. I feel like that is almost overlooked sometimes.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it happens in cultures where employment is forced on you by the family. We're like a family. And I listen, I love the like a family companies. I love them.
I work in one thing.
Right? I love it too.
Shout out to my boss.
But I feel like there are situations that because of that environment, you are almost sometimes taken advantage of because you have that like a family mindset. Oh, can you do this? And it's like, we need to open up our eyes and be like, yes, we are like family. I would do absolutely anything for you. However, the boundaries here are X, Y, and Z.
That or when they take advantage of someone that doesn't speak the language.
Ooh, that
gets me to another level. Because I think of my mom, I think of my dad. If I ever, actually that happened to my mom where they would take an advantage of her and speaking down on her.
At work?
Yeah, at work.
Oh, no.
And the lady didn't realize that I also worked with my mom. She didn't realize that. Wow. I was her daughter.
Oh my God.
And then my mom one day came up crying or something. She was like either crying or very upset. Ooh, girl, when I tell you that this lady never even looked at my mom ever again. Because I let her have 1, 2, and 3. I cannot stand that. Like, just because the person, and it makes me mad because an immigrant will work extra hard to prove themselves. They will never call out. My mom has this thing where, like, if I even call out, she's already freaking out. I'm like, Ma, I'm gonna call out.
Yeah, I'm sick. I'm literally deathly ill. Like,
and even if I have my time, I'm gonna do whatever I want with my time. I'm not gonna explain that to nobody.
Yeah.
And like our parents are so used to like just being paranoid that they're gonna lose the job that they let people step on them and take advantage of them. And if you're a person that knows that the person doesn't speak the language and you're taking advantage of you, like, shame on you.
Shame on you.
That's disgusting behavior. That's let me not ever see you do
that. That
it.
is below barrel. Like, that's below the bottom line. Like, you can't go lower than taking advantage of someone who doesn't speak a native language, and vice versa, because you could also go to like Mexico or Dominican Republic and they're like, oh, we're about to lick these Americans. Exactly. We're about to charge them even more. So I also
absolutely,
like, we also fall victim to that. So it's like, I feel like we need to start giving the same respect out. If we want to be treated with courtesy, respect out in other countries and not be, we need to give that same respect here as well. I also feel like there's people who take advantage of friendships.
Yes.
And that one hits me a little different because I feel like I can speak for myself. I know I can also speak for you a little bit on this because you're also such a giver, do everything. But it's like me, if we're friends and we've been riding for years, and I would literally do anything. And we say this all the time. Like, I would do anything for the people that I love. Anything. So if you're constantly asking for stuff of me, and then I start to see like this pattern, like, hold on, I'm giving a lot in this friendship,
And you're not
I'm
receiving
not
shit.
Not even like a phone call, hey, how you doing? Or are you breathing? Nothing. But yeah, I'm the first person you call to be like, oh, can you come spend time? Or can we do something? And it's like, hold on, where were you when I needed you? And it's like, not that I'm looking for that equal thing, but at the same time,
Bro.
both people need to be contributing, no matter it's a friendship, a family, a relationship.
Absolutely. Or when they take advantage of you when you start a business and your friends want everything for free.
Oh, listen, I don't have firsthand experience for that, but I can only imagine.
Or a discount.
Like, I would lose my mind. Like, bro, you're literally supposed to be supporting me. Why would you even question me for a discount, or if you're going to get it free because you're my friend? How is my business going to grow, bro?
Exactly. And like, if I'm going to give you a discount, let me give it to you. Don't ask for it because you sound like it's just super distasteful, super whack. Like,
distasteful is a perfect word
cannot
for that.
stand that at all. Like, and people take advantage.
But families do that too in business. Oh,
And family.
Oh, you know how to landscape? You own a landscaping business? Can you come cut my grass? Can you come look at my flower beds? Like, bro, that's not cool.
That's labor.
Like, what?
What about the people that take advantage of like people with mental health issues or people with like
That's so
disabilities?
bad. Oh, that's so bad.
That they take
oh my
advantage of
God.
them. They take their checks.
Bitch.
They just take advantage of them. I've seen it time and time again.
That is so bad. That's even worse than taking advantage of someone.
like that's
that's
bottom
even
of the-
lower than taking advantage of people who don't speak a native language because you know they really can't get it. It's even lower than that
It's
because
even
this
lower.
person cannot care for themselves or don't know how, and you're doing that. Like, what is
Not only
who
that, but
raised you?
you're taking advantage of them because you know that with that comes like people do it to their grandparents all the time, where like they'll literally, oh well, I'm their caregiver, take the money and treat them like crap, or stick them in a nasty home, or
That is so sad.
a whole bunch of crap. Like,
That is so sad.
people are like 2022 has some disgusting people taking advantage of so many people.
And I feel like you hit a really good point with grandparents because I see a lot of, especially I would say, and maybe it's more like the TV shows and the dynamic that is put out there, but I see that a lot of people who come from money, whose grandparents are older, the grandchildren tend to take more advantage than the actual children. So like their parents. So the children will go there and try to like suck them dry.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, how do people really do this? Or they make it seem like they're going to do one thing. Like, oh, yeah, I'll hold on to this money for you. I'll do whatever it is that you ask. And then it's like they may be passing or they're sick. And it's like you do the complete opposite. Like, do you people not have a conscience? Like, I don't know. I could never. That
Absolutely.
is so sad.
It is so sad. And to close off, I think the last thing I want to touch on is with money. Have you seen people taking advantage of people that's dead and will open up their own GoFundMe account?
Oh my God, that's fucking
Talking
crazy.
about, oh yeah, this is me, and then the family member got to be like, this is not us. Like, well, I don't know who's doing that. Like, yo, if that doesn't tell you that this world is ending, bro, and that you need to be awake, and that you need to be woke, and that you need to be all kinds of that word. Don't let someone take advantage of you. Open up your freaking mouth. Stay on guard. You don't got to be paranoid, but stay on guard because people are really savages out here.
If you don't know how to convey or you don't like confrontation, we get it.
Or
But
tell
at
somebody.
some point, you need to speak up for yourself. Go speak to somebody. Learn how to have those communication skills because if not, you will be taken advantage of for the rest of your life. And that is the worst feeling in the world. You're going to feel drained and abused and used, and you're not going to trust people. Like, you need to learn how to speak up for yourself and make sure that those kinds of things don't happen in
Yes.
friendships, family, relationships, work, no matter what it is in life. Make sure that you're not being taken advantage of.
Absolutely, because every day you'll be surprised who's really taking advantage of you.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
It's crazy. But yeah, guys, that was today's episode. Stay woke, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.